Sounds like someone's got guns.
It does. Okay, hello everybody and welcome to Studio 281 Stories. Today I am joined by a very, very inspirational lady who actually I'm going to pass it over to you, Jenna. So thank you for joining me today and thank you so much for giving us the time to share your story, because honestly I think it's the most inspirational story of 2019 and it makes me really emotional actually, like talking about it, because you were with me before the studio existed. And I'm going to let you talk, otherwise I'm just going to be like, look. So can you introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about how it started, why you're here, and sort of what success you've had so far?
Okay, I'm Jenna and I came in January to do a camp for 8 weeks. And the journey started there really. I was super scared, and the 5th of January came around and I just cried the whole time that everyone was here, very embarrassed.
No, it was quite dark.
I just had my second son and he was like 3 months old, so I was in a different place and I just wanted to get back to me.
Yeah. How did that feel in terms of not, at you're 3 months, postnatal?
Yeah.
What did that feel like?
It was just a really scary place because you're immersed in this baby world and then suddenly you're like, actually I don't know who I am anymore. I've lost, I've created this world, and just going into a place where there is other people, it was a bit scary and just overwhelming, I think.
Yeah, and I think it was so lovely, from a coach's perspective, it was so lovely, the other side to see how you'd come through that, but it was actually really difficult at times to think, you've just got to keep going. It was a case of every week knowing that this will get better, you will get fitter, you will see the changes.
Yeah.
What's, wrap it up a little bit and give everybody sort of like where we are now. Where are we now? So what have we achieved?
I've achieved 6 stone, which I wanted to get to. I was a pound off it last week, but it's there now. And I wanted to just get fit and healthy, and the summer was my aim of like being on the beach with my son, running around, going into the water and not feeling like I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And it was emotionally like that's where I wanted to be a good mum and be physically able to do all of those
and
things.
I think, while I've got the moment to say I don't want this story to just be about the weight loss, because it's not about that at all. It's so lovely to hear you say you wanted to be fit, you wanted to be healthy, you wanted to be able to run around, not feel like self-aware, conscious, but you were aware of how far you'd come.
Yeah, it really hasn't been about the weight loss, to be honest. That's just an extra bonus because you aim to be mentally, like physically, and if you're not feeling great within your outside yourself, you don't feel good inside.
No, you don't.
And I was going back to work in April, so I had all of that looming over in my head, and I thought I just need to get these little steps, but I just set myself like little goals. So I need to get back to work, so I need to wear my work clothes and like that kind of thing. And emotionally, I needed to be ready for that, and that was one way of doing it.
Yeah, because the last thing any woman, any of the women watching this, or anybody that's watching this, to be honest, the last thing you want to feel is not you when you're being told that you've got to be you from before. Going back to work as the Jenna that left work, you needed to feel an element of that security.
Definitely, yeah. And for me, it was that one time in the week, because it was twice a week, wasn't it, in January? Yeah. It was the time for me to like actually step away from being mum and to have a bit of me time.
It's absolutely amazing.
And I just, as I was each week, I was doing more and more things, and I was thinking actually I can do it. Yeah. And everyone was so supportive, and I think that was a really good boost for me as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And on that point, I want to highlight to everybody watching this. What have you done? Because it's not been an extortionate like £600 a month thing or anything like that.
No.
You did the camp, which was an 8-week block.
Yeah, and then I started building it up. So I was already doing twice a week with the camp, so I thought I'll stick to doing twice a week and do things like that. Then I picked classes that were more sort of cardio based. So I was doing kettle size and then I went to spin, and before I could only do a half an hour once a week, and now I'm doing like 3 times a week spins, and I was just building it up. So now I do 4 times a week classes minimum, and do 2 on a Saturday, and I just look forward to doing them, and I try and squeeze them in as much as possible. Really.
So I think that's a real important highlight, because I think everybody thinks like postnatal, I even remember having a conversation with you, maternity leave money's hardly like there's a lot to go around, isn't it? It's hard anyway. So actually you invested that program in the camp, and that taught you the skills to then be able to do it on your own. Yeah. Because although you've had, like you said, I know you've had the support, but you were given like the skills to be able to take yourself away, pay for a normal membership, which isn't going to break the bank. No. It's not, costing you the earth. It wasn't like £3 3 PT sessions. It was literally just you.
And I knew I was going to see those faces when I was going to those, so that was reassuring to me, because initially I was like, I can't go to a class and be like really self-conscious. But then when you start seeing familiar faces and obviously friendly faces all the time, it's really, really nice. And you see the same people coming to the same classes and you get to know them, and that's really nice as well.
I think that's a really important bit, because when you feel so self-conscious, people are like, oh my god, I don't know anybody. It's not like that, is it?
No, it's really, really friendly, and you just feel comfortable when you come in, and you can sweat happily in front of people.
Sweat and glow. Actually, I haven't actually mentioned that. We are post-workout glow right now. Well, I should have redone this before, but hey, it's authentic. So what would you say to anybody who's kind of, they don't have to be postnatal. What would you say to anybody who's in a real sort of dark place in terms of they're feeling uncomfortable, they're not feeling themselves, and they want to make that move? What would you say? How, or what's your advice for them?
Well, the first initial stage is scary and it's emotional, and you just have to like grit your teeth and go for it. And then it is consistency, and the motivation has to come from you. Like, you could tell me you need to do this 4 times a week, but actually if I didn't want to, I just wouldn't do it. So you have to have some inner gut that wants you to carry on, because it's very easy to give in and say, I'm not going to go tonight, I'm really tired. But you have to have the drive and the motivation to do it, and it has to just come from within you. And just keep consistent. Like, food is obviously quite a big part, but at the same time I think that if you're eating well, you want to exercise anyway, and it comes hand in hand. It's like 50-50.
And did you find that with the skills that you'd learned on the camp, in terms of us talking about food and that stuff, it gave you that initial information for you to be able to apply?
And I knew it already. It was just a case of like really thinking like, this is a priority for me, and it's about routine, planning ahead, knowing what you're going to have, and not making it a bigger thing than it needs to be. Like, it's just a meal, it's fuel for your body, it goes in.
It's fuel for your workout, and your workout's going to make you feel mentally, physically and emotionally better. So they go hand in hand.
And like, even now, if I have something that's not quite nice, it actually like upsets my stomach and it makes me feel ill, and I'm like, why am I doing that to myself? Like, I want good things inside me, and it just makes you feel better when you've got good things inside, and your body looks after you. And I can't look after anybody else.
And you've got 2 children to look after, so if you're not right, they're relying on you. So it's self-care.
And we do really put ourselves through trauma, don't we, on a daily basis? So actually, like, you just need to look after it, and then it looks after you and your head.
Exercise and mental health, I think, going hand in hand. But we could talk for hours about that in itself. But the other thing that you kind of touched on there was about, like, if you have something not so nice, it's not been a case of like never drinking, you've still treated.
But it's moderation, isn't it? Like, not weekly. It's like, treat yourself occasionally and not go overboard. It's just one of those things, like, little and often if you want to. And with Christmas coming up, it's not going all out, and actually doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel sluggish and really sleepy, so it's not worth it, really.
No, you're so right. And it's so nice to hear that sort of, that process that you've learned it. And I think people are so quick sometimes to give up when they don't see, I haven't lost 10 pounds. So it's like, well, actually, let's be honest, it's taken you from January to here, so we're 12 months in. You've been consistent,
£1 or £2 every week, and it's that's it. And you don't, even though in the initial stages I was getting frustrated because you don't physically see it, not necessarily, but actually you start feeling it in the inside first.
And I think that's a massive thing. So many people, like, as a trainer myself, I meet so many people like, right, I want to lose a stone by Christmas, and I'm like, if it was that simple, stories like yourself wouldn't happen, because you'd not lose a stone and then you'd stop. Whereas look at you, you've done 6 in a year, which is, that's a big amount.
It's being patient, isn't it, with the process, really.
But that's what it's like, and you can still have a meal out and you're not going to put on 4 pounds. You've got consistency, you've changed your life, and actually over that time frame, you are now a better version of yourself, which is what you said. You want it to be not for just you, but for your, for your children, and to be able to turn out better, which is, better in that sense. I think it's absolutely amazing. I literally can't give you enough credit to how you even just in terms of your well-being, the way you present, your story. You can just see it's not just changed you physically; it's changed, everything.
I mean, that was the last thing, was I wanted to change physically, but actually I just wanted to be a stronger person again and find myself.
It's amazing, and I think you definitely have, and I think you're an absolute credit, not just to yourself but to your story. And I really, I hope from what we can share, it gives another person that maybe was as frightened as what you were, that, you know, that confidence to walk through the door and know that there are people that, you know, can relate to that as well.
It's your door that made the difference. Like, I literally felt so comfortable sitting here in tears the whole time. I was like, no one's judging me.
No one, no. And you're so right, and I think, you know, and again, this isn't to try and say if you're feeling like that, you've got to come to us. But I think it's so hard to sell that, isn't it? And it's so hard to say to people, we are nice, we do want to help you. And
stepping over that thing was the hardest thing to do, because you just don't know what you're coming into. But actually, like, once you're here, it's nothing but like warmth and like a big hug.
Yes. And how many comments, like, we've been in reception the last couple of weeks, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, you look amazing.
Yeah.
You know, so you can see if people hadn't have, like, you know, recognised you and seen that, then they wouldn't have noticed. And I think that shows the community and the support that you've got as well. So what's next? What do you see for the next 6 months, the next 12 months?
I am going to just keep on doing what I'm doing, stick to the routine, stick to it, and this is my life now. It's not about like a year or 2 years I want to be in this place. I'm just carrying on as I am. If I can lose a bit more weight, that's fine, but I'm where I'm happy at the moment.
What did you tell me in there? What did you do today?
I put on size 12 jeans.
It's small celebrations though, isn't it? Like, for somebody that's maybe always been a size 10 or a size 12, like, going past that point can be quite mentally challenging, can't it? And to be able to be like, I'm in my old wardrobe, that's incredible. So we've saved you loads of money.
You've saved me loads of money. It's really good, and it's just having like that. It's something I look forward to every week, and that's what I'm enjoying. And maybe I'll do the Race for Life 10K this time.
Oh yes, that would be incredible. It's small things like that. Like, this time last year, you probably never thought you could even do 5K.
No, I did 5K in April, and now
that's
hopefully.
amazing. Well done, honestly, from all of us, we can be proud of everything that you've achieved.
Thank you.
No worries. And thank you. So guys, honestly, I really hope, I know it's touched a few heartstrings, but that was, as authentic as I could make it. I didn't know how to tell Jenna's story apart from Jenna telling it herself. So thank you for watching. Please share this video. Let's, show people out there that if Jenna can do it with the support that we can give you here, so can somebody else. So Merry Christmas, and a very Merry Christmas to you. Enjoy that photo with Santa that we spoke about, and I hope that all of you will take something from this video and see you all in the new year. Thank you.